Apparently we have chat.
Ish.
Ish. All right, it says we're live.
Live from the Blanket Fort, brought to you by King Harv's Coffee.
Yeah. It's one of those freaking days.
No kidding.
I gotta start with this one, just to piss everybody off to start with. New York,
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
no, is using historic gun bans against Native Americans and Catholics to justify their current restrictions.
Wow, so they're racist.
That's a bold move,
and-
Cotton. Let's see how it works out for them.
Right.
Yeah, they literally have gone back to English law.
That doesn't apply here anymore. Or did they miss that part somehow?
Yeah, I think it's sometime along in 1776, we kind of made that English.
We're talking New York. We're
They're
talking.
reaching. They're reaching hard.
Yes, they are reaching.
There's reaching
Even
and
after the
there's-
English Bill of Rights established a right of people to arm themselves, that right was given only to Protestants based on a continuing belief that Catholics were likely to engage in conduct that would harm themselves or others and upset the peace. That's what Letitia James put in their response.
Woo, that's going to be woo.
And
Oh,
Woo.
oh, the Catholic mafia is not.
Woo.
gonna
the,
like that.
the colony sought to prevent Native American tribes from acquiring firearms, passing laws forbidding the sale and trading of arms to indigenous people.
They do realize that the mob has a bunch of Catholic grandmas, right?
The simple fact they're having to openly go back to bigoted, racist,
Yes.
that says something to their state of mind, i.e., sheer
Yes, very
panic and
much.
terror.
Yeah, Sean, pretty much what more needs to be said? Yeah, Brennan, the combat rosaries.
What the hell's a combat
Oh,
rosary?
you haven't seen that one.
The Atlantic.
The
There's an
Atlantic,
article about
yeah.
how rosaries are a far right
Oh.
symbol.
Hang on, I gotta get I gotta
Christ.
pull that one up for
And
you.
someone posted this beautiful image on Facebook of a rosary made out of spent brass and beads to make it look like as you're doing it, you're counting through bullets.
Yeah, might have to get one of those. Click on news.
Yeah.
Yes.
How extremist gun culture is trying to co-opt the rosary?
Yes. Yes, they are. According to the Atlantic.
The Atlantic has gotten an unbelievable amount of blowback on that.
Yeah, and they've now changed the header
Yeah, 4 times or something.
the four times because the original header was a set of bullet holes.
Well, I'm looking at the URL, which says the original header was Radical Traditionalist Catholic Christian Rosary Weapon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lord.
Now I want a rosary.
I know, and I've
There for you.
never been remotely Catholic.
Me either.
I have
Well, now,
issues with the Catholic Church.
Of course,
but
some of
for
the
this-
comments were the Jesuits who wear the 4-foot rosary, so they don't have to reload.
Pow.
Yeah.
You got to reach on that one.
Okay, with Jesuits, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people are now. I apologize, folks. I screwed up in the settings this morning.
Yeah, it was Frank.
Morning.
It was Frank.
Yeah,
Frank
Frank
missed
was
the,
screwing with me.
Frank was drinking early and missed the button.
Oh, David says I'm Jewish, and I'm thinking of getting a rosary now.
You're
I,
not the first one I've seen that comment from a
No
Jewish
kidding.
gentleman.
I would like to make a very small announcement.
Because he's feeling pestered.
And that's
Wow.
called a drive-by shooting.
Wow. Earlier, I announced on Facebook that I was going to give everybody a look in the way my mind works. And based on y'all,
People
I've
have
got-
run away screaming.
please do. People, based on y'all, I'm
Stake your claim.
not helping. Not helping at all. I'm doing a short story for Space Marines anthology we're doing with MCA Hogarth. And it's because y'all, it's going to involve uplifted Bison Space Marines. Fluffy Yeet Cow Space Marines. Anyway, it's going to be a short story, 5,000, 8,000 words. So I figured I'd let everybody a glimpse of the way my mind works. So I've told people in the past that when I do short stories, I do acts, and I'll write down a scene from the act, add an important sentence. So I did. And then I mentioned that I do world building. And there's in order to write a story, I have to be in the proper mindset. Every short story I've done, every story I've done outside of the Law Dog Files, everything except Calexit. I've done these little world building snippets. I write them down somewhere, a little notebook, and it's when I read it, it gets me in a frame of mind to write the story. This is the feel. This is the taste of the world. So I'm putting these up. This is not Maine. I'm doing a novel or a series. It's a short story, folks. This is what I do for every short story outside of Calexit. And if I'd done this for Calexit, my short story in Calexit would have been better. But I do this. Every one of my short stories, I do this. This is normal for me. It's not a call for a series or a novel or anything. It's a short story. Short story, 5,000 to 8,000 words. Done.
You keep telling your
Josh,
muse that.
Josh.
I cannot tell
Okay,
you how
John,
many.
we'll go
Shush,
with that.
Shush.
I can't tell you how many shorts I have started out
Shush.
like that.
Well, John is 3 books into a series now. That was a short story
No.
that never.
Yeah,
got
I
finished.
don't do that. I do short stories like Blood in the Sand, beautiful short story. I've done this. I did more snippets, world building for that one than I've done for about anything else. I got a beautiful short story out of it.
Yeah.
The Bad Night in Fallstown, the short I did for Tales on the Supper Table. Same thing. I've got half of a notebook of little world building snippets, and my snippets are scenes. I do a scene, and I write the scene. And when I read it, if I come back to write the story later, I read the snippet. It puts me back in the mindset. And that's what I'm doing for the Yeet Cows.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with writing a novel.
You keep telling yourself. that.
Gosh, y'all aren't helping.
So
The-
every time you hit like, he gets an eye twitch. It's really cute.
The Space Yeet Cow Marine Anthology is nothing more than the Space Marine
Marines.
anthologies. We're doing 2 of them. Maggie Hogarth is giving us 2 stories, so we're going to do 2 anthologies. This is a short story for one of those anthologies. What is so difficult for people to wrap their minds around about this?
because many great novels have come out of the seed of a short story.
Yeah.
It's like an oak tree growing out of an acorn. It's a natural process.
Fluffy Yeet Cow Space Marines is not the acorn that great novels are based on.
I don't see why not, because I think they're awesome.
Well, the whole Western series that I've started came from a short story. So
They're just trying to warn you.
what this
They're
folks,
not-
what this proves is
The comments are not helping.
Do the comments
well,
ever
I
help?
like Brendan's. That thought was well done. And of course, DW earlier said, "Well, that's
A
you're
medium,
staking out your
a
territory."
medium rare look into my mind. I saw that.
You weren't going to pay attention to that, but you saw it.
Nope.
No, DW, keep going with it.
Oh, we understand your intention. We just reject it and substitute our own.
Yes, this is about right.
Yeah, Cameron, Operation Vampire was based on a short story about a Catholic elf in World War II. Yep.
Okay. But this is not this. It's a short story, guys. These are this. I do this for, like I said, outside of Calexit, I've done this for every short story I've ever written.
Yeah.
All the way back to high school and college. And when I write a story, I've written a lot. There's a lot. I've got somewhere. I've got a steamer trunk full of college ruled spiral notebooks.
So what I'm hearing here is that you have the genesis for a lot of novels.
Yes.
I don't. There's a lot of crap. There's a lot of angsty emo crap. But I've got a steamer trunk somewhere full of. I would buy college notebooks by the box, and I just because I was an angry, angsty emo little, and
Becky, you're exactly right.
this box is probably dripping with angst.
It sounds like you're trying to convince yourself, Ian, which you are.
No, I'm trying to convince y'all
Not
Because-
anymore.
you're not helping because my friggin' I've got Messenger for some reason. I put Facebook Messenger on my phone. That was a dumb idea. And I woke up this morning when it was going bing, 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 because they'd woken up.
Put your phone on silent at night.
Well, I did. Well, I've got it on Do Not Disturb. So when I take it
Mhm.
off Do Not Disturb, all the messages go bing, 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 bing. And every one of them was, when there's a novel coming out, I'd pay for that. It's not a novel.
You know, I don't know why when people want to throw money at you, you would say no.
Because
Neither do
I don't have a novel in here. I have a short story.
That's because that's where you start with it.
Yeah.
You're not helping at all. I don't have a novel in here. It's not a novel. It's a short story. It's a short story. It's 5,000 to 8,000 words.
10 novels ago, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah,
I
but
said
you're
I
not me.
cannot write more than a short
But
story.
you're not me. I know what I've got there. I got this.
Emotional support, honey badger. Further tell, yeah. In other news, considering
Yeah,
short
he has
stories
fans, so-
that Ian did not do one for.
Nope.
Asshole.
Mm.
The Haunted Library Anthology, Volume 1, hopefully will be live tomorrow.
Yay.
It has 10 stories in it. We have a couple of folks on the chat that have stories in it. Yes, Semper Moo.
Semper Moo.
And
Moo, y'all.
Yeah.
Jesse, I need
So
a
awesome.
freaking, how can I politely put this? I need a bio, asshole.
We would like to note yet again that this is not
Not
live
a
stream
child
designed for
friendly.
children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not for kids.
But it is a benefit for
Moo,
the
y'all.
Tom Burnett Memorial Library, which is our little local library here. And the librarian, Amy Schultz, and I sat down yesterday. Thank you, Jesse. It was, David. Retired sailor. Yes, the Mustang officer does come out occasionally.
Who the hell is Emma Sverizona?
Newman, welcome, Emma.
Well, he's apparently getting sprayed. Bad kitty. Psst.
I don't know. Me, Ra.
Mira.
Oh, it's Emma.
Okay.
Okay. Emma's being
Emma.
Yeah, she's with Brennan.
Oh.
Okay. You just changed your damn name. I wish y'all would stop that. It's hard enough for us to figure out who's who in the zoo. Anyway, the first Haunted Library Anthology should be out it's an ebook tomorrow. Amy and I sat down and I walked her through putting the book up on Kindle. And that was an education for her.
She gets to do it next time.
Yep, that's what I told her. That's exactly what I told her. The second book is completed except for a couple of bios that I need. And we may push it out a little sooner than a month. We'll see.
Yeah, that's something that's Jesse pointed out something that just tickles me pink. When Marines, Bison Marines, I decided that Moorah is the, and Facebook took Moorah and translated it. And apparently, yes,
So what does Murah translate?
in Arabic it means where is the peace?
That's perfect.
Isn't it? It's beautiful.
Yes, Kermit, I got y'all's. Thank you very much. Those have been put into their proper place. Yeah, that's the reason that the second book has not been completed because I am waiting on certain individuals.
Ian, send your bio. What?
Ian is not in either one of the books, Josh,
Nope.
because he couldn't get a story out of his head.
Nope.
He had many other things in there.
Yeah.
So,
That has sometimes been argued, but I'll run with it.
Yay, John, finally.
Yay! Yeah.
I'm afraid to ask how much that's going to run for your place.
You're getting AC about the time the heat breaks.
Yeah. Because it's a novel, not a short story, Becky.
Oh God, you people.
Oh, McChuck, that's a good one. Need to write this one down.
There's the sticker.
Yeah.
We get a sticker a show. Let me write it down.
Hoorah, where is the piece?
Yeah, and it's apparently according to Facebook, it's Arabic for "Where is the peace?" Which, considering they're super Marines, that's actually not. I'm kind of tickled about that.
Yeah, 10K is a reasonable price, John, especially in this day and age.
Hey, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I've got plumbers at my place today digging up my bathroom. That's always fun.
You got it.
Where's the beef? Yeah.
I've actually seen the results of a stampede by cattle,
Yeah.
and considering that bison are bigger than cattle and
Yeah.
faster and stronger.
That is no place you want to be.
Yeah, that's one of the things that one of the original. I had this mental image of this this cow or this bull bison, bipedal bisotar, with sergeant chevrons on his armor. Look around, going, "That was their best, damn." And a private looking down his hoof, going, "I stepped on a slow one, Sarge. It's caught in my hoof. Get it off! Get it off!" It's stuck in my hoof.
And that's a look inside your mind. Not me.
Exactly. People think they want it here. They don't want it there.
Well, I'm 7,000 words into the Space Cowboys
Well done.
and wrapping that one up.
See, that leads me to another point. The reason that I'm doing all these snippets is so that when I get around to writing this in 9 months, I get back in that headspace, because I've got Pinup Noir, Space Cowboys. I've got to finish. I've got at least 5 things I've got to do between now and Fuzzy Yeet Cows. So,
See, I just write them when they pop in the head, and then I'm done with them. Oh yeah, DW. Those David. 9 months you'll give birth to a Moorah book.
no, a short story for one of the 2 Space Marine anthologies.
Don, that's why they make recordings on phones.
Yeah.
You can talk it out and then go back and write it later. You know, but folks, in reality,
Everyone has their process.
Exactly.
the thing is that everybody writes differently.
Mhm.
So, yeah, Becky, that's an excellent point. When I sit down to write one thing, something else shoves its way in. Yeah, that happens more than once. I'm not voicing story ideas in the jail. Why not, Don? That could make things real interesting. They might get real quiet on you and actually do what you tell them. Especially if it's a murder mystery.
Slasher.
Yeah. But that's why I usually have 3 to 4 things going on simultaneously because my muse will do the same thing Becky's does. Be writing one thing and the muse will go, "Oh, by the way," it's like, okay, fine. I'll do that one for a while.
I have this mental image of Don with a digital recorder staring at an inmate and going, "And then McBride beat the inmate to death for bothering him."
Oh, yeah, Brennan, pulling on the bit to get them to stop does not always work
On a bison?
on anything.
Somebody got a bit on a bison? Good Lord.
Yeah.
Let me get a beer and out of the way and I'll watch this.
Actually, oh God, years ago, who was that had a bison that was tame, quote, quote,
Oh, yeah.
that he rode?
The Hummels up
Yeah.
in Don County had a,
Yeah.
I hated it so much.
Here's a story there.
Multiple stories there.
Yeah.
It's been written.
The in Texas, East Stray Livestock it's the sheriff's responsibility to handle East Stray livestock. And for some reason, bloody bison are Easter egg livestock when they're free. And if you ever tried to put a full-grown, spoiled bull bison back where he belongs when he doesn't want to go, it ain't fun.
David, the other thing, and this is a point, and for those of you that don't, I would highly recommend you listen to Larry Correa and Steve Diamond's
Rider Dojo.
Rider Dojo podcast. Well
Yeah.
worth it.
Which they will be doing a live version of at FanCon.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
with Dave Butler and I forget who else involved. I think Jack Wilder,
Yeah.
Jack does the tech. So
but really, really, really good writing points, and also the business of writing.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things you've got to do is treat it like a business.
there's an idea.
It's a
You
full
need to sit down and
job.
write every day.
If you want to make money writing
Yeah.
as an indie writer, you need to treat it like a full-time job.
Yeah.
If you want to pay like a full-time job, you got to treat it like a full-time job, and that's a pain in the butt.
We should download that video that I moderated at L2E where Brad and Larry talked about that. All of us as working artists.
Yeah.
We should stick that one on our
Yeah,
site
no kidding.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that was a really good panel.
Yep.
If you want to pay like a full-time job, you've got to treat it like a full-time job.
And you can train your muse to show up when it needs to.
Yeah. Easy for you to say.
No, it's
No,
mine's
you
actually
can.
harder. So
It is not easy, but you can.
you can.
And I mean, I don't get it all the time, but I have developed several different techniques over the years because not one thing works.
There was a time when I
So-
could get
Mine
that
has
suck-
fucked off to Buffalo more than once on me.
There was a time.
Oops, sorry, folks.
You gotta teach it who's boss is the thing.
There was a time
Yeah,
when
right.
I could write on command, and I did. During the height of my blog, I could create on command, but there's been a great deal of stress, and stress just assassinates
away.
the shit out of my muse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Don, that's another problem too, is people that do have a full-time job and are part-time jobs that they're working. But if you can snatch a half an hour a day or 15 minutes a day to sit in front of the computer and knock out 100 words, knock out 50 words,
Just right.
write, do something to advance the story.
Some of the best work was just sitting down and forcing myself to write something.
And never throw anything away.
No.
I literally had one sequence that I wrote in 2015 that didn't get in the book until 2020. But I have a file that's basically junk. And if I write something and I don't like it or it doesn't work, I stick it over
Highlight,
that
control
folder.
X, paste to folder.
Yeah.
I've got a odds and sods folder that's just lines.
Yeah.
That were too good to throw away. But didn't work in what I was writing.
Yeah, Becky, that's one I never heard about. How to write your dissertation in 15 minutes a day. But if it works, that's what counts.
No, how you wind up with a fluffy Yeet Cow Space Marines is reading you people in the chat.
Inspiration comes from odd places.
And there's not much places odder than that bunch, I'm here to tell you.
That's the best thing. You know how many stories get written at conventions in the middle of the night?
Mhm. I know how many anthologies get done at conventions.
Yes.
In the hallways and other places.
Mhm.
And some people get drug into them and they didn't even know it.
Or somebody starts refilling the Little Red Solo cup, and all of a sudden I'm hip deep in anthologies.
I have no idea how that happened.
Yeah, DW, y'all are in a form, y'all are one of our muses. Thank God it's only one. Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
Uh-huh.
Wrong screen. I typed that into my transcription for my Mag 80 notes. Oh, good.
You took Mag 80?
Yeah, DW
Well,
took Mag 80. He
Good
was
on
up-
you.
All right, Dad, stop.
Yeah, that was a rather interesting discussion we had last night.
Oh, speaking of, John Farnham is coming September 10th, I think, weekend of September 10th, John Farnham will be in at Meade Hall Gun Range in Central Oklahoma. And John's one of the OG firearm instructors. He's one of the original professional firearm instructors. And wealth of knowledge.
Yep.
Wealth of knowledge. He won't be he will not be teaching much longer, guys.
Yeah.
And I'd hate to wind up one of those folks that, you don't want to be one of those folks that I wish I'd taken a class from.
Yeah. Well, that was the sad part. Two of the people that I listed in my top 5, one's dead and the other one no longer teaches.
Yep.
Ah,
Yep.
we're not 21 anymore.
Mm. Well, one of the finest instructors that I ever took a class from, and one I wish I could take another, is Colonel Jeff Cooper.
Yeah.
He's gone. Louis Airbuck's gone.
Yep.
William April's gone.
Pat Rogers is gone.
Pat Rogers is gone. And these are all, when an old man dies, we lose a library.
Yep.
And this is, as far as fighting and defense goes, we're losing the Library of Alexandria every time one of these people passes.
Well, and Kathy Jackson's no longer teaching.
Nope. Hell, she's out in the Caribbean now.
Yeah.
So it's damn hard to get to her.
Kathy was one of probably the top female instructors in the United States.
Mhm.
Very, very interesting lady to talk to, and one that came to guns late because of some personal issues. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But she could teach and hold people's attention.
Mhm. Yep.
And the one guy, and I still cannot remember his friggin' name, that retired SAS guy that taught
Yeah.
at Blackwater. That was an absolute friggin' wizard with a 870, a Remington 870, not a Winchester 870.
Well, Bill Jeans was the best. Kathy was a cornered cat.
Yeah.
Bill Jeans used to have Morgan Consulting, was the finest shotgun person I'd ever seen. But I'm told that the Matt
Hot.
the Hots are just
Yeah.
as good.
Yeah. But this old boy, his first name was David. He carried, remember some of y'all might remember these. They used to give us earplugs that were in a little plastic case about that big, screw top. And he carried that with him in his breast pocket all the time.
Hmm.
And first time he came up to teach in Woodbridge, Virginia, he pulled it out and set it up on the lectern. And of course, everybody kind of, what's that? He'd pick it up every once in a while and rattle it. Finally, about an hour into the lecture, somebody goes, "What's that?" And he goes, picks it up, rattles it, and he goes, "Well, most people don't shoot themselves. I did." Rattle, rattle, rattle. It was like,
Saved the bullet, didn't he?
well, it wasn't a bullet. He was a breacher.
Oh,
They were downrange. He had an 870 and went to breach a door in Iraq, and it spit a piece back at him. And it hit him right at the top of the vest.
oh,
If it had been 2 inches higher, he said, I'd have been dead. But it was basically the size of a 22 shell, or slug. He said he waited, and it was 39.6 grains. He said, that's how close I came to killing myself.
it happens
He said, so I'm going to teach you people how not to be stupid.
to not do this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best kind of instruction.
Yeah.
There I was being stupid.
Yeah, DW, the old 3-flange earplugs that were not 3M. Yes.
The ones I went through basic training with.
Yeah.
Had the little sort of square earplug case with a pivoting top.
Now, these were the old screw on. I'm
Yeah, no.
older than you are.
Yeah, but these were kind of a translucent tan, and the top pivoted. And I had the green small because me.
Yeah.
Green small, and they were hanging from my BDU breast pocket for years.
Yeah, DW, when I was in, we didn't have the foamies. They didn't come in until late 70s, early 80s, I think.
85 is when I got my first set. I had that container, the earplug container, for
Yeah,
12
Cameron,
years.
it was the same kind of earplug that container that Paul Harrell wears.
Oh, Harold.
Yeah.
My brother has a gun with his signature on it. He
Oh,
bought it from me.
There you
Yeah.
go.
He lives out in Oregon. I didn't get to meet him.
Yeah, but that little translucent tank container.
Yeah.
About I guess about like that, and a pivoting top.
I don't remember seeing those. That must have been Army only. Anyway, yeah, that was the thing that one of the reasons I can't hear worth a damn is way too many years of shooting and way too many years of jet engines.
Explosives.
Yeah, and don't be there again. Don't be stupid. Wear your friggin' earplugs. Double them up where necessary. Now, the ones we had were, yeah, that's yours.
Used to hang from a BDU breast pocket.
Tendonitis Alumni Club sound off, huh?
What?
Yeah. My damn ear keeps ringing. I keep trying to answer the son of a bitch.
That's
and
what
ain't
you
nobody
had.
there.
That's what you had.
Yep.
That's what.
So there's another root cause for tinnitus:
Oh,
ibuprofen overdose.
yeah. Okay.
So in addition to
Ranger
Yeah.
candy.
Yes.
Ranger candy,
Ranger
will do
candy.
it.
Yeah.
I know this because when I was a teenager, I was prescribed way too much ibuprofen.
Here's 800
by a
milligrams
doctor.
of Motrin.
Yeah.
Change your socks and drink water.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the doctor did to me. So I have tinnitus, and sometimes it sings me songs.
Yeah, Becky.
My bone sticking out my thigh. Shut up. Change your socks.
There are a lot of things that will cause severe noise damage.
An ex-wife.
Yeah. An ex-wife. Yeah.
Explosives.
Well, Emma, what you need to do then is get a custom pair made for you. Those do work and they work
Oh, yeah.
well.
Chameleon ears from EAR
Yeah.
Incorporated.
Yep.
Will they take a wax impression of your ear canal and they make custom, really good custom earplugs.
Yep.
EAR Inc. is who it used to be. It was Chameleon earplugs. Really, really good.
Ear infections when you're a kid, yeah. Vitamin I for everything. Yeah, Rick, that's
800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Change your socks and drink water.
Too many stadium shows.
The bone sticking on my leg. Yes, but what color's your pee?
oh, remember the color charts? God.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The urine color, sure.
Yeah.
Tell you
Yeah.
your hydration level.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the bone sticking on my leg.
Minor problem.
I've actually thought a few times that the urine color charts probably get posted at cons. Back off on the energy drinks, add some water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to have the 3-2-1 or 6-2-1 rule
Yeah.
posted above the urinals for the guys. I don't know about the women, don't care. But above the guys, there needs to be the 4-2-1 rule. 4 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and a bath.
Yeah. Yeah, Joel, you're a brave soul to ride the New York City subway.
That's scary.
You're braver than I am. And I don't blame you for wearing foam earplugs. Oh, yeah, Victor, unmuffled 8-end Ford tractor and a 4-inch single 6.
Gamma goat.
Yeah.
The only vehicle you're required to wear ear protection while you drive.
Yeah.
Something people forgot to mention the first couple times I drove a Gamma goat.
Yeah. RK, I'm hoping that that's an improvement for your hubby. Yeah, 8-ends are good tractors. But God, I hate changing brake pads on an 8-end. We got in the middle of that with a friend of mine's dad who had been using the attachments to stop the tractor for probably 10 or 12 years. And then he ran it into a tree because
He didn't have an attachment to stop the tractor.
exactly. So she called me and a buddy and said, "Would you come over and help?" This was a 1948 8N. And it was in ragged ass shape. And so we pulled it apart and went, okay, the axles are good. Everything outboard of the axles has got to be changed. Drums, the brakes, the whole 9 yards. And oh, by the way, the distributor cap is cracked, which is why it's been running intermittently. So we started looking around, and lo and behold, Tractor Supply had parts
Of course they did.
for a 1948 Ford 8N.
Tractor Supply.
Of course they did.
They had every part we needed. The only thing they didn't have was a big enough freaking pry bar. It gets bad when you got to put a extension on a pry bar to break a brake shoe loose.
Oh no, that's pretty much on the farm or ranch. That's pretty much normal.
Yeah.
Have you ever used one of those emergency decon showers in a factory?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like half the Suez Canal every minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to find a couple of those. I'm going to mount them at the bottom of the escalator at a con we go to. And random people, I'm going to pull the lever when they go down the escalator.
Yeah, Brennan, yeah. Yeah, really screwed up the 3-point. Yeah, it would. Rick, there are a bunch of them running. I know there are four that I've seen just in our little burg here of less than 6,000 people that have 4 8Ns that are running.
Yeah, because they just keep running.
Yeah.
It's like the Energizer Bunny of farm equipment. It keeps going and going and going and going.
You know, they're plain Jane. I don't think you can destroy the block on one of them.
Now that you said that,
Well, considering that my uncle ran one for over a day without water and it locked up, and this was back in the 70s, and he waited till it cooled down, broke the motor down, burnt 2 pistons, put the sucker back together with new pistons, and it ran fine for another 15 years. An MF. Oh,
Massey Ferguson.
yeah. They don't call them MFs for nothing.
Don't get me lying. Don't get me lying.
Why do you think Bob had that one sitting out in front of the barn that hadn't moved in 20 years?
Well, there's that. I see. I seem to remember I had something to talk about, and I can't remember what the hell it was.
The farmer pain scale. Yes, David. Yeah, it's a good tractor when it works. Actually, the iron wheels were on the old John Deere 1-lungers. And my uncle out in West Texas had a 1-lunger John Deere with the iron wheels. And that was what was used to turn the barbecue steer when they did a fandango out there. Yeah, Rick, iron pistons and an iron block mean no mismatch expansion damage. This is true.
Man, I could go for some barbacoa right now.
Yeah, I had to say that, didn't I?
Oh, well. Yes, apparently, according to C-SPAN, Ms. Cheney will not be present for the second season of January 6th.
Yeah.
Her contract has been released, and she will no longer be appearing in the second season of January 6th. Snark, 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 snark.
Oh, Victor, yes. Poppin' Johnny. That's what my uncle called it. And it would Poppin' Johnny the hell out of anything it needed to move.
One longer.
Yeah,
Hell-
one longer with a big old flywheel
Hell of a
off
lot
the
of
side.
torque. Hell of a lot of torque.
Yeah. I still remember that tractor pull where that old one lung John Deere outpulled the custom race. Tractor. It drug that weight all the way past the finish line.
Because he couldn't get stopped.
Yeah.
Guarantee you, couldn't get stopped.
Well, not only that, yes, RK, the book hopefully will go live tomorrow. Yours and Rodney's stories are both in it. And I did have to trim your bios down a little bit. Yeah, no, I didn't do that. But it should be up hopefully tomorrow as a Kindle. And she's already ordered the proof copies to make sure that the cover looks the way it's supposed to look.
Oh, this
So-
is her first time, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, she's been published before.
Oh, she has?
Yeah.
She's self-published.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I know Rodney's published because he's got a few books out.
Yeah.
I got her over there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about from the library.
Reagan.
Oh, I know that.
No, it's Amy's first published one. Yes.
So Amy's got a learning curve.
Yeah.
RK, I thought we were talking about Amy. Different.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, plenty of torque, Rick, and more torque than you can shake a stick at. Pest Cemetery, yes.
Mona Lisa put that one up as a really good read.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten around to reading it yet because I can read or write. I can't do both.
Yeah. David, that's an interesting point. Most of the time, the bios you really need are between 50 and 100 words. And
The best bios are written by somebody else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See?
My husband wrote my first
Yeah.
bio because I vapor locked on
Yeah.
it and needed one, and he sat down and did it for me.
Well, what you think is interesting about your life may not be so. So somebody an outsider, if you're doing bio for outsiders, an outsider needs to write your bio.
Oh my God. Yeah, somebody wrote a bio for me. It's pretty hilarious.
he done right good. Yes.
We actually had a chat about this in the Discord server. It's supposed to be a book discussion club, but it's turned into a writing group like these things do. And Courtney had a formula, and I concur with it, which is basically for the short bios, for the 50 to 100 words, which is basically a sentence about what you are writing, a sentence about what your credentials are, if that's what it is, and then just a sentence of like personal information. And usually people put in things like how many cats they have or kids, and that's really succinct. I mean, 3 or 4 sentences most, and just basically and I always like to throw a little humor in there.
Hell, my long bio is less than 100 words. Sort of, Becky.
I generally do funny bios.
Yeah.
I've got a general one that I did. Courtney and Jonna put together a spreadsheet for us to put information in, so you could just submit the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
To
When you
various.
take your phone off the table, you'll get a buzz every alert.
Yeah, that would be me. That last text actually came in both of us.
It came to all three of us.
Mine's on my belt where it stays. Yeah, Becky, bless you for doing that for that many years. I could not.
Faculty member.
Yeah,
Mm.
I have a degree in education, adult education, with a specialty in curriculum development, but that was for
Frag out.
training adults to do things in other than an
Use the
academic
bathroom.
environment.
Whack.
Yeah. Yeah, differs. Bios suck. Yours was not bad. It's hard to write. They're hard to write.
Have somebody else do it.
Find somebody else to do it. However, your hubby was a wise ass with the first one he sent me.
No.
Yeah.
Who the funk?
Not that I was surprised.
Never.
Yeah.
My
Tactical
shocked
reload.
face. Let me show you it.
Well, do what you can, Emma. It's always there for you. If nothing more than 50 or 100 words a day, just piddle along with it. And all of a sudden you'll have a story.
Can somebody explain to me why these columns want a picture?
Of what?
Because they want
Of
people to be
the
able to
author.
recognize
Oh.
you when you show up.
Right. That's why no pictures.
Yes, pictures.
That's why I turn my con badge around all the time.
No, if I can break the friggin' habit, you can break the habit.
You have to want to break habits.
You can break the friggin' habit.
If that's FenCon, I'll just take care of it.
What?
FenCon want a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll solve that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good one, I think I've got a couple.
Yeah.
I have Oleg's, so
Oh, there you go. Better
Yeah.
than mine.
And that problem's fixed.
Yes.
Whether you want it to be or not.
Teach me to open my damn mouth.
Raptor says, Ian, so the Wokostani will know who the target is. Yeah.
Oh, well then. Please put my picture in there. Come to Papa.
I finally had somebody that recognized the hat that I had on when that picture was taken. They come up to me at LibertyCon and go, when were you doing that? A few years ago. Yeah, old habits do die hard.
They made a massive poster that says, buy this man a drink and he will put your anthologies with.
Yeah.
I'm actually meeting with programming at 1 this weekend, so I'll just take care of that. I've got other things to do.
Uh,
Oh,
I never got a picture from Oleg, so I guess I got left out of the loop.
we should.
He
probably
was
arrange
looking
that.
for you at
I
LibertyCon.
was going to say we could arrange that.
He was looking for you at
Easily
LibertyCon.
be arranged.
The only picture I know he took was one of me and Dave Drake together.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good
one
picture.
to
I was
have.
gonna say there could be worse.
Oh, noes. There's a picture of Jim and David Drake
Jim, I may have.
just before they figured out who they knew in common.
I'll look through my images, Jim. I may have a portrait quality one of you.
Well, I've been using one Tam took of me years ago.
Mm-hmm. You're really supposed to update headshots every 5 years.
So, let me see. When was that one taken?
Look, camera lingo and gun lingo crossover. It's not my fault. When I
Wow.
say I'm out shooting butterflies, that's not what I mean.
I have this image of Cedar out there with a shotgun.
Yep.
Come here. Hold
I'm
still,
going to
you
get that
little
son
bugger.
bitch this time.
2 wings, no body.
And like,
Bird shot, not buckshot.
ching.
Poof.
I don't know if you could hit the butterfly with a buckshot. That would be pretty impressive.
Take that, you little thing.
Oh, yeah, Cameron, that's a good one. Old Habits Die Hard sound like a good name for a short story about a nun conducting a mission of revenge on a bunch of sicarios.
Now you have to write it.
I do not.
Not you, him.
Oh, okay. Him.
Herding cats most days is never fun.
It's
and-
never boring.
Yeah. And I have to give mad props to the folks that are willing to teach today.
Ugh,
Uh,
I couldn't do it.
no way in hell I could do that. Because I would
Teaching something specific or just teaching in general?
teaching in
In
general.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even teach at the academy these days.
Yeah. I mean, back when I was instructing in the military, which was a couple of decades ago,
Rocks were soft.
we did not use computer-based training. Everything was programmed text. And
I had an overhead projector.
overhead projector with overheads, yeah.
It was high tech.
And that was high tech in the 70s.
It was.
And we would slip the occasional other picture in to see if they were still awake.
That's a time-honored tradition.
Yeah. Which would get your ass thrown in jail today.
No kidding. Of course, I can remember I had a foam rubber brick. It was made out of it was a Nerf brick.
Yeah.
It was painted like a brick, but it was made out of the Nerf material that Nerf football is made out of.
Yeah.
And I only had one person ever fall asleep in one of my academy classes.
Yeah.
And I winged that brick down and bounced it right off his forehead. And all the cadets thought it was a brick until I hit that numbnuts with it.
Yeah.
And he fell out of the chair screaming. And the rest of them looked at me like this.
Yeah.
And I never had a person fall asleep in my class again.
Yeah. I remember going through A school in Memphis, Tennessee as a metalsmith in 1970. And we were in a hangar. That was our classroom.
Okay.
And the instructor was a grumpy old chief. And he had a brake rotor
Ooh.
off of P2,
Ooh.
which is about that big around, about that thick. And one of the kids went to sleep. And he walked up beside him and he held that sumbitch up over his head and dropped it. Everybody jumped.
When I was at Aberdeen at Small Arms Specialist School, 445 Bravo School, they issued us the Small Arms Specialist is basically gunsmithing. They issued us we had this friggin' bloody great toolbox we carried everywhere with all of our tools in it, except the specialized tools that were in each classroom. And we had a kid fall asleep at Aberdeen, and the instructor catwalked down the aisle, picked up the kid's toolbox, and dropped it right beside him. The crash was splendiferous.
Yeah.
The tools heading everywhere was even better.
Yeah, grumpy old chief is triple redundant. Plus, he had a coffee cup glued in his other hand.
Chief.
But the thing is, that would get people's attention. You can't do that today. You can't scare
That thing I did with a Nerf brick,
the children. That'd get you arrested.
literally.
A lot to be said for private schools.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the whole homeschool and public school issues are getting more and more interesting.
Arizona just allowed for the parents to take the funds to wherever they wanted
Yep.
to
Yep.
take them for their kids.
And the Arizona Public School Union is losing their poo.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure they
Lord,
are.
it bleeds.
So mom started homeschooling us about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
In a time and age when there was very few resources. And frankly, I'm not sure it was 100% legal at places
Yeah.
we were being homeschooled. So I've been able to see this movement through for a long time now. And it's finally coming to the attention of a lot of people that it's a very useful and practical. I mean, I had a conversation with a Walmart cashier yesterday about homeschooling.
Yeah.
I would not have dreamed that would have been possible even a decade ago.
Well, the bad part is in California, that was offered to my youngest daughter
Mm-hmm.
for the grandkids that are 7 and 5,
Mm-hmm.
but it had to be approved by the state of California.
Well, and that's the thing too, is you're going to see a lot of state involvement now in homeschooling, which most homeschoolers don't want anything to do with.
Exactly.
States
And that's
involved.
why she did not do it. She moved them to a different school.
Mm-hmm.
If the state's involved, is it actually homeschooling anymore?
Of course not.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Some states are a lot more invasive than others.
California.
Yeah.
No, actually, the worst, New York.
New York,
Really?
yeah.
New York State, oof. I have a writer friend who's homeschooling her young children there, and the list of requirements that she has to submit every year
Yeah.
Wow.
to get approved in order to homeschool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for those that were not watching the chat, Bruce Willis is
Ooh.
pretty much retired due to aphasia,
Yeah, mental
Ooh.
issues.
but apparently he is at home enjoying his retirement with his family and in good spirits. So,
Neurological issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good ones either.
yeah, the when you start talking about math, it can get interesting.
Ian, not math good.
Not math good. And I'm a visual person. And math and
Don't
visual
ask
don't
me
go
to math.
together.
We had a
Not math good.
No, it's geometry.
we had a meeting at PG school a few years ago, and I was supposed to be running the meeting. And one of the discussion items was some new algorithms that were being developed for some R&D testing. For those of you that may have heard the term Bayesian architecture, that's what we were dealing with. And one of the PhDs got up and started down this rat hole of a formula. And 5 slides later, he went, and this is the simple version. And I will prepare a handout with the actual complex formula.
Nope.
And that was when the fight started.
Nope.
I got up, walked out, smoked a cigarette, went, got a cup of coffee, came back. They were still arguing. I looked at my watch and went, all right, guys, lunch break. So about half the people in the audience got up and walked out. We went over, had lunch, came back an hour later. 3 of them are still sitting there arguing. Literally had to walk up there. Well, actually, I didn't. I had the retired admiral walk up and say, gentlemen, it's time to take it outside. But I haven't finished my yes, your presentation is over. Take it outside.
One of the reasons I like writing is math is what I want it to be. I can make up all sorts of math.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to make sense because I is a writer.
Yeah.
And Wavian.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
don't ever write for Maine because they check your friggin' math.
And
I just try to avoid math. We skip over that part. We
Yep.
pick up 2 hours later.
yep.
Yeah, Rick, fluid dynamics. That's about as bad as trying to calibrate or qualify and quantify acoustics in the ocean. Ugh.
No.
Especially
Ian Wright good.
when you get out to the 3rd CZ and you're, never mind.
Ian Wright good.
Rick, I have seriously thought about that a couple of times. Once down at ARLUT, I literally got up on the conference table and walked down and stood over the 2 assholes arguing. And when they finally looked up at me, they went, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just trying to get up to the level of the conversation." They were doing fractional derivative equations of waveforms in their heads.
Oh,
Which,
look, numbers.
yeah, I can't do unless I've got the book, a calculator, and a formula to play with. And then I got to do it long form. And it takes me 20 minutes, and they're doing it off the top of their friggin' heads. Needless to say, they're better at math than I ever thought about being.
I'll write about it. It won't be right, but it'll be interesting and engaging.
Yeah, differ. Yeah, you got to teach the kids to do math because math will always come back to bite you in the butt if you don't.
Yeah, but I'm not sure everybody needs to know much past basic algebra, algebra 1. I'm not sure they need to know much past algebra 1.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian, you and I have dealt with the same set of issues. Yeah, they're way smarter than we are, but we still got to make the shit work.
Well, different kind of smart. They may be highly educated. It doesn't necessarily make them intelligent.
This is true. And considering that I watched a PhD step in a coil of rope on a ship in the middle of a deployment off the back.
For some reason, I knew you were going to say polydogdo.
Uh,
As I've said before, draft an arm's eye.
That's all right. I just had to look up what an A1E Skyraider was so that
It's
I
a
could
single en-
draw it.
Single engine airplane that's basically a flying tank. They're
it's called a
glorious.
SPAD.
Yeah, it's a single.
that's
it's
a
a
SPAD.
single engine flying tank.
I
It's
have to
a,
draw it for the hunting anthology
it's
of all things.
it's a propeller driven tank. They're glorious.
Yeah. My old CO flew him in Vietnam. He said the only problem he ever had was when the P tube froze up one time.
That sounds.
It's bad.
Yes, no, I know it's bad. I'm just trying to come up with the right hyperbole there because that's just like, oh no.
Entertaining.
They were flying 6-hour missions, and he said about 3 hours in, he went to take a leak. It was like, yeek, oh damn!
No.
And then he had to go shoot things and was pulling G's, going, "Oh my God, I can't. Oh, I gotta piss. Oh God." You know, how many G's could I pull and not piss my pants?
Oh no.
He said, got back, landed, jumped out of the airplane immediately, ran to the back and
Yep.
drained it.
Oh,
And the crew chief's going, "You all right? Well,
no.
friggin' PTU's locked up." Yes, geometry does come in handy, especially if you're a shooter. You definitely have to know geometry.
So,
Yeah,
I think I could even make an argument for calculus. I didn't do real well with calculus.
Yeah.
But there's been times that whole approaching zero
Yeah.
asymptote has come in handy for calculating stuff. But then again, I was a chemist. So.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of important in your world.
Ian Wright Good.
Yes, physics definitely has its place because it impacts us every day of our
I
lives.
just have to know it's there. I don't have to understand it.
spandex. There are physics in spandex.
Oh.
Don't read them.
Trust me, I have noticed and admired.
No. Spandex is a privilege, not a right.
Thank you. And on that note, folks, we have wasted another hour of your time.
Oh dear.
Go buy books, folks. John Van Stry's
Oh, his EARC is out.
EARC is
I
out.
would really like John to earn out his advance
Yes.
on his EARC,
So he can pay for his air conditioning.
Yes.
so he can pay for his air conditioning.
Yes. It is up on the Bain website.
Yep.
The book will be coming out next month.
Buy the EARC so John can earn out his advance,
Yes.
because that would just tickle me pink.
Yes. And keep an eye out for the Haunted Library Anthology. Hopefully it will be live soon.
December 6th.
Oh,
Yes.
December the 6th. Okay.
So you got plenty of time to buy the EARC. Again,
Yes.
I wanted to earn out his advance on that EARC.
Have we ever explained to these people what an EARC is?
Okay. That's a good point. All right. We will continue for a moment or two. An EARC is a Bain specialty. It's called an
Electronic Advanced Reader Copy.
It
That
used to
thing.
be you got them hard, you got
EARC.
proof copies.
they are basically
It's proof copy.
pre-proof. They have not necessarily been through final edit yet.
They have almost certainly not been through final. And readers have actually been very useful in
Yes.
catching some things.
I remember Dave Weber a number of years ago talking about an EARC that got put up. I'm not sure with his knowledge or without his knowledge, but he said that a number of places it said insert explosion description here.
John Ringo had the same thing happen.
But if you're really good, you're an author. Larry does it all the time. You can earn out his advance on his EARC. And let's see if we can get that for John. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Becky. Becky correctly spelled it. It's a
Yeah.
small E, capital ARC.
Electronic Advanced Reader Copy.
Yeah.
EARC.
And they are available only directly from Bain.com.
Yeah, and they are only available from Bain. And on that note,
Now we're going to scoot.
yeah. Folks, have a good weekend. Be safe out there. And if you're down in our part of the world, pray for rain because, man, do we need it bad.
It sprinkled.
It was sprinkling.
It was sprinkling this morning. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was, 2-inch instead of 4-inch.
It sort of spit at us.
Yeah, it spit at us. The title, all right, John, what's the title?
Oh,
Summer something. I just
Summer's
drew a
End?
blank.
Know that.
Summer's End.
Yeah, I think it's summer's end.
I think it's
Summer's End.
I think.
Yep,
Hey,
thank you.
damn, I'm good.
Yep. I beta read it, and it's a damn good book. Anyway,
Y'all be
take
safe,
care.
okay?
Must be nice to get rain in Austin.
No kidding.
Have a good weekend. Be safe. And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. No pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you next week.
Be safe, guys.
Bye-bye. All right. And where the hell did my mouse go? There it is.